This is your weekend market recap for Friday, March 4th, 2022. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your weekend market recap for Friday, March 4th, 2022. Time is a-flying. As always, we start in the Discord room. Man, we had a monster week. Again, if you're sticking to the materials, metals, commodities, and laying off of tech, you're loving this action, and it could continue on for months. I mean, this could be repricing. I mean, I hope people are checking out the monthly charts and not zoomed in on the hourly as they typically are, because you might be missing out on the big potential moves. Again, if you have questions, come by the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Check out all the side rooms. There's a lot of content here. I've put a lot of stuff together for people to help them learn how to trade, answer questions. Also, check me out on Twitter. Usually drop in kind of live trade alerts and what I'm up to in the morning, typically on the trading days. But on that note, let's get into Bitcoin. If anyone who's been watching this video is surprised that we dropped after we hit the 45,000 levels, you have not been watching. You do not understand the volume at price zones, because they matter. And why they matter is because this is where the market has muscle memory. This is where people got into into Bitcoin, and if they got back to even, maybe they took some profit. Well, guess what? You're not surprised. Your rate stops. I said this 1,000 times. Markets can chop and play out for as long as they need. If you go back in time to May of last year, I mean, it took almost 3 months and change to bottom out. This thing could do the same. I mean, maybe this is the first bottom in January and it takes till maybe April, May. I don't know. But if you're in at 35,000, that's a good entry. If you're chasing, you hate life. And again, I always tell people, do not chase. I'm not going to swear on this one, but just please don't chase. Have a plan. Like, wait. If you miss something, you let it go. But there are always pullbacks. So we're going to talk about that, because this is going to be a longer video. It's weekend market recap. Just don't freaking chase. I hate it. It drives me nuts. People chase, and you end up getting your ass kicked and handed to you when you could have just waited, and when things fall into your lap. TLT, talked about this, the bond market. Bond market's been getting sold off. Rates have been going higher. Remember, this is the inverse to the bond market. When this rises, rates are going lower. We talked about this nice retest of filling the gap here in the 134 area. You did it. Look what's happening. We're bouncing. It's getting crazy. And that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, if you're trying to predict this action with high probabilities, you are an idiot. You're an idiot sandwich. Where's Gordon Ramsay? I mean, you have to just know where the lows are and where the highs are and trade it accordingly. Or trade the things that are working. I've talked about this a dozen times in the last 2 weeks. Just people over trading, don't know what they're doing. So again, back to it. I think bond rates are actually going to go lower, and people are going to be buying the TLT. Notice we are back over the 20-day. We have not been back over the 20-day since last year. Keep that in mind. I think rates are going lower. Feds are kind of stuck. Dollar. Look at this gap up. I mean, I've been saying, like, stay in this channel. It's getting wide and loose, and then boom, it gapped up. If you check out the monthly chart, doesn't actually look that, looks kind of normal. Maybe it gets back up into the 27s. Keep it really simple, because we're going to see a lot of monthly charts. The VIX. Hey, VIX. Bears. I mean, look at the dojis in the VIX last 2 days. Said you get over 31. You're over 31. Again, sell the rumor, buy the invasion. That's kind of how invasions work when the market. It's kind of like sell the hurricane, buy the landing of the hurricane, like when it hits land. I don't know. VIX is holding high and tight. Could we get another test of the 40 level? Maybe it ends up. I mean, has anyone drawn this yet? Maybe it ends up like, yeah, look at that. Maybe it gets up into the low 40s. But keep in mind, the market's not confirming. So when we talk about seeing the VIX spike, I want to see the VIX get in the 40s and make a new low. I want to see the internals weaker. I mean, this market's been kind of crazy, because this day was just, look how bought up. Like, this thing was bought up. We talked about this yesterday. If you did not see this, I mean, posted it live. I said, watch the 20-day, because if you cannot get over the 20-day on the SPY, the market probably going to head down. And by down, I mean, this old trend line is always, like, in the back of my mind, potentially happen. 408, 4010. mean, we got there. Would that be another double bottom? I mean, again, trade what's working and just don't overtrade at this point. I mean, know the levels. Like, that's a short. We got back into the blue zone. Someone was buying it today. Again, a doji on a Friday after the jobs number. If you go to my YouTube channel, I'm just going to do this because this is what I do. Check out, I'm not even signed in. If you check out my YouTube channel, it automatically signs me in. It might sign me into the wrong one. Anyway, long story short, there's a video. It's in Back to Basics. And I talk about this all the time. Jobs days, they're typically dojis. And it's somewhere in here. Again, it's your job to find this. But do not be surprised on days like today where you get a doji. I mean, it's just like every jobs day is like a doji. I mean, I swear to God, it's a doji like 90% of the day. QQQ. Again, tech just sucks. I'm trying to warn people. Like, this chart is fugly. Channel high, 20-day, monthly. I mean, let's put in perspective what happened. This is a nice channeling up. Oh, parabolic blow off. 20-month. If tech breaks the 20-month, adios amigos. Now, people don't remember, again, because they haven't been trading that long, that there was a time in the 2000s where tech was just unbuyable. So look at 2002 to 2008 in the Qs. The Qs topped at 54 after peaking at 121. Check out the SPY in that time frame. The SPY double topped at the 2000 highs, which, I mean, it wasn't, but at least it got back there. Tech just lagged so hard. I mean, tech didn't even get halfway back to the highs of 2001 while the SPY made new highs. What I'm trying to say here is when tech lags, you don't want to touch it for a long time. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. IWM double bottom. We talked about buying down here. I mean, I was buying below the 20-day. I started selling some up here. I just said because I didn't trust it. I was watching the SPY. I was watching, again, you don't watch anything in a vacuum. You have to watch the whole market. That's why people are like, oh, dude, you got so many screens. It's like, yeah, because I need to be able to make a decision. Looking at one thing while you trade only is like tunnel vision. It's like, it's just like driving and not having a map, you know, and you're just looking at your steering wheel. Like, you're just going to crash at some point. Gold. Now, again, if Emu Conspiracy, who was on the Discord room, was watching, I banned him earlier this week because he was chicken littling every single time gold this day, and it popped, and he was like, oh, gold's gonna get slammed. I'm like, even the bulls are bears. Can you read a freaking chart? Zoom out, start on the monthly, cup and handle, broke the downtrend, going higher. It doesn't have to go higher every day. And when this candle happened, what did we say? As long as we stay within it, we're fine. Look, the next day, stay within it, next day within it, next day in it, next day in it, next day, boom, invalidated, making higher highs. If you don't own gold, you can't chase it now. Same thing with silver. I mean, I talked about this. Watch the monthly downtrend. I mean, dude, see this blue zone? This is a very important long-term zone. If you look at my charts, it should say no-brainer buy zone. You buy that every time. Well, guess what? Now you're making new highs. You have volume. I mean, I don't know what else you need to confirm that metals are bullish here, but I'm just telling you right now, don't chase them, because what could happen is you get a big up move, pull back, then you buy it, boom. We'll show you it in other charts of like how I play that, but please put these things on your radar. Do not chase them, but when they pull back, be there. Know that. Talk to us. Get involved. GDX talked about this. Here's another zone of buying down here, this no-brainer. Why is that? That's the old IPO price from 2006. And look, channel lows, blue zone, boom, breaks the downtrend. I mean, I own Nugget, and it's hilarious because I love, when you got a bull market and a double. God, look at that monthly chart. It looks like shit. Here we go. We're buying it in the low 40s. Booyakasha. There you go. I mean, GDXJ, same thing with the I'm going to say this and someone's going to come to the boardroom like, hey, what do you think of miners today? I'm going to be like, don't make me slit my own wrist. It's like I hate saying the same things over and over. I mean, making higher highs. I mean, same thing on the monthly. Like, it's not rocket science. We're at the downtrend. This thing goes, it's going to go. I mean, look at everything else. It's going to go. But here's the hardest part of trading. Do you chase it? I would tell you no. AEM. Oh, I'm like, what chart is that? Boom. Talked about this. You see, all right, talking about pullbacks. Very obvious. Eric was talking about this. I was talking about what said 20 and 50 day. What happens? Booyah. Right back up to the 200 day. Same thing with AG. Everyone's like, oh, it's pulling back. Ooh, wine, cry me a fucking river. Oh, I already started cursing. 20 day, 50 day said buy it here. I did under, I think I bought it 11.10. I don't have whatever. It doesn't even matter. I was just buying it. I'm like, oh, I like it down here. Boom, right back at 12s. Keep in mind where this is coming from. Like, this thing was up in the 24. Where was it? Was it 24? Yeah, 24 area back in 2021. This stock is compressing. Do not chase it. I mean, yeah, I guess you could chase the breakout here because this is a breakout. But man, if these things are not on your radar, what the hell are you trading? Because unless you're shorting, which, hey, kudos to you. If you're shorting, great. I know in my mind, shorting is not a permanent trade. It's not a good trade, swing trade system, because again, the markets tend to rise and things tend to rise. Like money, keep in mind, money isn't destroyed, it just rotates. So if money's coming out of tech and you can short tech, keep in mind, money's going somewhere else. And where's it going? Materials. Talked about the same thing with PAAS, man. Like, look at these pullbacks. Like, just don't chase to see because you see green. Doesn't mean you have to, like, get greedy. Oh, this one makes me smile because we absolutely nailed this one. We talked about the 20-month here in the 18s. If you would have bought this thing, now I'll get it going. Hey, what do you think of letter X? I'm like, well, it is breaking out of a long-term consolidation pattern. Can you buy it up here? I mean, that is technically a breakout of that zone. Just don't chase. I mean, I think it's probably going to get into, let's put this on let's apply this to all of our charts. Keep in mind where this thing came from. Oh, that's right. There was a day when this thing was in the almost 200 range. Yeah, don't chase it, but wait for pullbacks. Like, this could be a monster move. And monster move, man, hey, you could buy dips, sell rips for years. Do you have that kind of patience or ability to act? Most people can't. I'm here to help you do that. VALE. Again, Scott nailed this. He said, whoa, look at this double bottom. Look at the exhaustion after. I mean, just like chop and then boom. Novice gap at the lows. Again, I apologize, it's a long video, but there's going to be a lot that, like, novice gap, did not confirm, then professional gap, and look what's been going since. If you don't know what those gaps are, go back in the Discord room, back to basics. Talked about this, man, it only seems like the other day. It was at 16, and we said, you know what, the channel low in the 20-day might be a good buy. Remember I say, don't chase. There's always pullbacks. Don't chase pullbacks, because then you get the straight line or the straighter moves. Boom. Like it. I mean, I think this thing could go right back up to 25. Now, again, don't ask me if you should buy it at 20, unless it's after a pullback of $2 or $3. And then maybe. Still, even then, I mean, just don't chase. Don't chase. CCJ put out an alert on this morning. Check the Twitter, check the Discord room, and I said, whoa, if you can get this thing under 23, it is an absolute gift, because I thought the 100-day would hold. We went a little lower. Or no, sorry, not the 100-day. This gap, I said, this is nice. Filling this gap is very nice. Very, very nice. If you played that gap fill, I mean, keep it simple. Talked about it, went a little lower. I didn't even care. It's like, and the reason why, you know, people are like, oh, I can't believe you trade that. It's like, if an oil rig got hit by missiles and oil sold off, would it really affect the fundamentals? No. Why the hell is Russia attacking Ukraine matter about nuclear? Like, you still need more nuclear. So when this thing pulled back, it was an absolute buy. And again, I'm probably going to say this 70 more times in this video. Wait for pullbacks. That's a pullback. Now, again, could it take 2 or 3 days? Could it do this before it goes? Could it do a little choppy chop? Yeah, but guess what? If you're getting this under 23, let's zoom out again. What is going on? You're consolidating under the old 0.238. People don't remember this is a $56 stock. I mean, I like doubles and triples, maybe even a home run if this thing gets going. Oh, on to tech. Good old sloppy, shitty tech. Oh, you want your AMDs, you want your Apple, you can have them. I'm telling you, people don't realize when tech gets soft, just like commodities for years, it gets really shitty. We identified the high, head and shoulders top. You backed off. I want to show you how bad tech can get, because if you don't believe me, you just don't know. The stock got up to 47, dropped down to $3. Popped up to 41, dropped back to like $2. I'm not saying this thing's going at $2, but what if this thing's back in the 20s or $40 range and you're sitting here trading this and holding it and hoping? This is a straight line move. This is the blow off. 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 If this doesn't make sense to you, I don't know what to tell you, but just don't trade it. Unless you're shorting it. Now again, so here we go. Talked about this trend line. You got to break it. Couldn't. There's your short. 123 down to 8, 15 points. Probably it breaks this Fibonacci and the just say 105. If it breaks 105, the dam will open. Pretty sure you will get back down to 100. And if 100 breaks, $4. No, I'm just kidding. Man, it could get ugly. I mean, you could get somewhere down in this VAP zone in the 95, anywhere into the 74 range, which, again, if you've been holding this and watched this come down from 160s, shame on you. Because bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. If you don't ever take your profits, the market will take your profits from you. Apple, this is another one we said, I previously thought this thing would get up to the monthly channel high, but I'm starting to think probably not. And guess what? If you trade long enough, you will be wrong. Trust me. Don't act like don't ever act like you can't be wrong. I don't sit here and pretend to tell you that I'm going to be right always. So don't lie to yourself. Hit the 20-day, backed off 100-day. If the 100-day breaks, 200's your friend. I mean, if you're a short, not bad. I mean, it's 11 points. You could buy some puts and take 10 points, or you could short a couple hundred shares and make 2 or 3 grand, pay your mortgage, and say, trading's easy. That's what I would be looking to do if you really need to trade it. Roblox, this thing is so ugly, and it once was so pretty. I mean, we played this action like a fiddle, and if you were in the past and been hanging out with me for a while, you've known we've murdered this thing. But I didn't short it, but I left it alone. And man, this thing is just, I don't know what happened. It's getting beat with the ugly stick. I do think at a certain price, though, someone's going to buy them. Microsoft will probably sneak them up out of somewhere. Got my cat in my lap. She loves being here. If you can hear her into the mic. Yeah, that's an ugly chart. And again, it looks like it's on the precipice of making a lower low. Now, when people want to short, this is what a short looks like, making lower lows. Shorting letter X, Babu, shame on you, man. Be careful. You got to be really careful shorting, even in a market like this. MicroStrategy, we talked about this. 20-day, 50-day, chopping around. It's going to follow Bitcoin. Keep it that simple. Maybe at 350s, a buy. I mean, if you look at, and here's again, bulls make money, bears get slaughtered, or bulls, bears, pigs slaughtered. This thing went from 85, 1300. OMG. No, I'm not going to talk like it. What the fuck are you thinking if you just thought you would hold this forever? Now it dips back into 300s. Now it looks interesting to me. I mean, if Bitcoin's going to be around, then that is interesting. Keep it simple. RIVN. Oh, this IPO. Oh, that's the monthly. I'm like, it feels like the daily because it is. Wow. It's getting there. It's getting there. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's just ugly. It is just absolutely ugly. And at this point, what do? There ain't nothing you can do. Tesla. Same thing. I mean, just leave it alone. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys sometimes, that the people who are really hard. I mean, Go watch the videos in November when I said you gotta be selling covered calls. You gotta be careful with Tesla. The bulls they believe in fantasy land, and fantasy land is always up. Here's a nice channel up. Remember, this is like VALE channeling up, and here's the blow off move, and then everyone's like, well, it's Elon sold a stock, and it's like, are you kidding me? Elon is a great trader. He knew his own stock was overvalued. No shit, he was selling it. And guess what? When they do a secondary to raise cash, he'll use his profits from selling up here to buy back the secondary. That's what he does. If you don't understand that, hit me up. Stop by the Discord and I'll explain to you how Elon is the master trader of his own stock. PENN Gaming, retro. I don't even know why I'm talking about this stock, but it is making like, it could be a big head and shoulders. Man, this is like super choppy, wonky. I don't know. UTHR, it's trying. And what do we say on Wednesday? Watch this action. Like if you get over 175, it could be right back up here at the channel highs, channel lows, 190s. EXPI. It just is what it is at this point. I think you're good. I mean, watch the 22 level. Let's end it where we always do on oil names. Everybody wants to make money, but they don't have patience. Talked about 113 was a breakout. Look at the volume. It broke out with volume. Some dojis. I mean, again, I wouldn't chase it, but it's oil's going higher. I mean, at this point, I don't know where it ends, but I would say that if you're buying, it's like ExxonMobil. I warn people. I'm like, here's where hope, want, and needs don't matter. I was thinking get back to 72, making higher highs. Next, 89. I don't know where ultimately oil reprices at, but in this economy with this awesome president, like this guy's great for commodities. It's just one of those things. I mean, you could get into some of these names. Where's John O's? I'm gonna pull one up. I'm gonna do a bonus from my man, the Onion, Johnny O. Occidental Petroleum. He's not used to moves like this, and it's like, well, once in a time when oil was gangster leading, it actually did act like this. Went from 9 up to 100, and remember this thing, 113. This thing used to have the most insane dividends, like monster dividends. It's starting again. Don't chase it. Have a great weekend. I'm not going to be doing videos for a couple days next week. I am going on a undisclosed location called VALE. No, just kidding. I'm doing a little ski trip with some buddies. If you have questions, I mean, I'm going to be checking. Just don't overtrade. I mean, if there's one theme to this whole video, don't overtrade. Be smart. Be patient. Study. If you don't know what's going on, don't gamble. Oh, hey, hold on. While I got you here, dividends. Speaking of Occidental Petroleum, I want to see. I'm doing this for fun. This is my own fun time because they used to. I mean, I guess for the splits, the dividends don't look that great. Maybe. Yeah, this thing used to have like a monster yield. They used to do like $3 and $4 special dividends, which was crazy because if you thought about like you own the stock and they were paying 10% of the cash out, it was awesome. Anyway, talk to you guys and gals later. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.